Alright, hey everyone. So, I've decided that from here on out, I'm going to be making a lot of tennis clips and movies of what my personal opinion, as well as what I talk with other people in the tennis world about how the 2008 series is going to play out, or 2008 year, I should say. So, I think I'll use this first video to describe what I'm going to be doing, how I'm going to be using my logic, as well as how I'm going to be making my predictions, as well, predictions for tournaments, Grand Slams, and the Olympics, because it will be the '08 Olympics. So, first of all, how I will be making my decisions. I promise you, I will not be biased in what my personal favorite players are. I will be looking at the last 5 years of how players have performed in tournaments, mostly at the Grand Slams, and I'll be looking at the last 3 Olympics. The reason why I say 3 Olympics instead of 5 Olympics is that most of the players who played 5 Olympics ago are not playing anymore, and I think the last 2 to 3 Olympics you still have a good genre of people participating on the men's and women's field. Now, I will be doing both the men's and the women's predictions for Grand Slams and the Olympics, as well as, every once in a while some of the smaller tournaments, Tier 1 events and Tier 2 on the women's, and I believe the men's, it goes gold and silver level. I don't know the exact calling, but the equivalence of a Tier 1 or Tier 2 on the women's. So, as I explained before, how I'll be using my logic. I will be looking at tournaments for the last 5 years. I'll be looking at Grand Slams and the Olympics for the last 3 years, and I'm going to make an average guess. So for instance, if we were to talk about Wimbledon for the men's side, well, Roger Federer has been the defending champion and winner for the previous 4 years, I believe now, 4 to 5 years, and so he would probably get my vote. I also want to take this time to say that I am open to all comments, of course positive or negative at any time. I will include an email address that you may email me. I don't want to get comments that, well, Federer's the best, no, Nadal's the best. That's your own personal opinion, and I respect your opinion as an individual. And on the side note, I will leave an email address for you to email me if you want me to do personal tournaments or stuff like that. I don't want to get negative emails. I don't want to be given, you suck, you don't know what you're talking about, Roddick's going to be the best, and Justine's going to win it. What are you talking about? No, I don't want to receive those. Those are your opinions. And you might be saying, well, my opinion is just as good as anyone else's. What makes you better? I'm not saying I'm better. All I am doing is that I am just, as the year goes on, will be giving my opinion. I have a right to it, you have a right to it, and that's fine. All I'm asking is that if you do email me, please email me more of like questions, like, well, I noticed how you said that Federer will probably win it, but what about Guillermo Cañas? He's defeated him before. Maybe Nadal will, Nadal did really well on the grass seasons, he's building up as a player. What do you think about that? Or on the women's side, well, how can you count Serena out? Or how can you count Venus? I mean, there's a U.S. hope with Lindsay Davenport. Also, I will be looking at, I won't be just looking at the singles, I will be looking at the doubles as well. I will be looking at Davis Cup and Fed Cup for the men and the women, of course, and I will be looking at Olympics, at singles and doubles, but duels, for the doubles teams. I think in the last Olympics, the men's side was completely psychotic, and some random team, I think it was from Spain or Argentina, won it. So I think it shows you that the doubles side can be very, or the Olympics is going to be a time where it's going to be very hectic on the tennis season. It always does. It always causes some controversy as to who wins the United States Open. In the last 3 Olympics I've done history on, I've done research on. I am in no ways getting, of course I'm not getting paid for this. I'm not trying to like, oh, I'm the tennis god, you must worship me. No, I'm just offering my opinion. I promise not to be biased. Just to let you know now, my favorite, I mostly watch the women's game, but I do watch the men's game, and on the men's side, I am a huge fan of Nadal and Hewitt. Agassi when he was still around, of course, and I think that's about it. I don't really like Federer, I don't like Roddick, I don't like Blake. Djokovic, he does some funny impressions, I'll give him credit to that. As to the women, I am a big Justine fan, so you people who hate Justine, I'm sorry, if you don't like me, I'm sorry. Venus, I think, is a wonderful woman. I dislike her sister, though. I think Serena needs to understand, and I'll give personal commentary about, certain players later on. What about for women? Who else? Hate Sharapova. I'm sorry. I grunt too on tennis, but I don't sound like I'm having an orgasm or that I am getting raped. I'm sorry. She just needs to tone it down a little bit, and I'm pretty sure there's a clip here on YouTube of Venus versus Sharapova at Wimbledon. You put your volume on low, and you're still gonna need aspirin for about a week. Okay, let's just put it that way. It's very, very loud, very, very loud. Hewitt for the men. I think I said Hewitt. I'm not sure if I did. I don't mean to repeat myself. And what else? So that might be just about it. But I also want to say that I'm not. I'm gonna look at ATP player points. I'm gonna look at WTA player points. I will explain why I think certain players are a little over eccentric in their game styles. Maybe some suggestive hints or helps, as you might say, as to who I think, what players need to work on. For instance, Roddick and his backhand. It's loose. It's very loose. It's better than what it was before. Yes, I will give you that. Roddick's backhand is better than what it was before, but it's still very loose, and Connors needs to get on that. If he has any chance against Federer, he needs to work on that backhand, because I've watched many clips of Roddick losing, and he loses way more points on his backhand than he does on any other shot that he has completely. So there's that one. Serena, shut up. When you lose, you lose. Don't be saying that you got some lucky points, okay? Because when you lost at the U.S. Open this year, or in 2007, well, it's still 2007, so this year, you were complete. Justine got some lucky points. No. The winner category, you had about not a little bit more than half, but Justine was getting way more points on you. She wasn't getting them over the. She had clear one-handed backhand winners over you. She made you run around, and you are fit. Yes, I do give you that. You are fit. I'm not saying you're heavy. I'm not saying this. So if you look at me, I'm heavy. All right, I'm a heavy guy, and a lot of guys are like, this kid runs like a fucking gazelle. I don't know how he does it. I don't know what drugs he's on. Whatever. But anyway, I just wanted to end with that, and so I will leave an email. And I hope to hear comments, and I will begin very shortly as soon as I upload this next one onto the computer, and I will begin with my 2008 predictions. I will include who I think will win each individual Grand Slam, the dark horses in each one, the wild card, not the wild cards, I'm sorry, the dark horses, which in layman's terms means who has a chance. They might not win it, but they're going to do their damn best to try to win it, and who's going to win the Olympics this year. So that'll be my next video, and then I will do a bunch of play